Hello, guys. Today I want to touch on the subject of forgiveness. And I know that I maybe talked about this before in the past, but I feel like now is a time that we need to revisit that subject. And what I want to say is that forgiveness is not for the other person, forgiveness is for you. So whether it's being a aunt, a uncle, a sibling, a parent, an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend, an ex-employer, I want you to forgive them. Because when you don't forgive them, what you end up doing is carrying that over into every area of your life. You're carrying over what they didn't do. You're carrying over what they said. You're carrying over, how they made you feel in every area of your life. And when you're carrying those things, that's junk. Junk stops blessings from coming in. Not only that, you end up doing to somebody else what that person did to you because you haven't forgiven them, because you haven't truly moved past it. What I want to tell you is that forgiveness doesn't say that it erased what they did. Forgiveness doesn't say that what they did didn't hurt. What forgiveness do, it allows you to be released from that attack. It allows you to be released from those words. It allows you to be released from that hurt. It allows you to be released from the depression. It allows you to be released from the anger. Do you get what I'm saying? It allows you to disassociate yourself for everything that came with what they did that hurt you, so that you make sure that you don't carry that over into other areas of your life. Guys, 2020 has been an eye-opener for a lot of us. I promise you, in the last 2-3 months, it hasn't been a week that hasn't went by where I've gotten a phone call about someone leaving this world that I was very close to or that I knew. Yesterday was one of those calls, and it hurt. Losing this person, it hurt. But one thing I can say is that I'm going to miss their presence. I'm going to miss the wisdom that she bestowed upon me. I'm going to wish that unwavering love she showed me and my family all the time. But one thing I'm not going to have to carry on is guilt. Because she knew exactly how I felt about her, and I knew exactly how she felt about me. There's some of you right now that have lost loved ones or that are losing loved ones, and you're not just crying over missing their presence. You're crying over the guilt. You're crying over the fact that you didn't have that conversation that you kept putting off, that you kept saying, oh, I got next year. Oh, I got next month. Oh, today ain't the day. And then it happened where you no longer have next year. You no longer have tomorrow because now that person has left. And now you're sitting here and you're living with the guilt. And you're living with the frustration and the anger that comes with because you didn't forgive them for something that they did to you. What I want to say to you is that you have to forgive them for yourself, for your own sanity, for your growth, so you can let your blessings come in. If it's somebody that you're still dealing with to this day, go to them, whether it's by phone call, whether it's in person, and say, listen, I forgive you for what you did. Some things you're going to be forgiving them for, they ain't going to even realize that they did it to you. But you're going to tell them that. So you don't allow that to get in the way of your relationship. So you don't allow that to get in the way of your blessings. So you don't carry that on to a new relationship. If it's somebody that you don't speak to no more, distance is what y'all needed to have, and you can't speak to them, go to a quiet place in your room with you and God and say, Lord, and say out loud what it is that you're forgiving them from. The point that I'm making to you guys is that you have to release yourself from other people's mistakes. You got to release yourself from that anger. You got to release yourself from that depression. You got to release yourself from that stress. You got to release yourself for all of the things that is weighing you down so you can flock, so you can fly, so you can be who you are supposed to be. Don't go around hurting the next person because of what somebody else did to you. Don't overreact to your husband, to your children, to your employee, to your employer, to a stranger in the street because you're holding on to something that somebody else did to you that you need to go ahead and forgive them on. Forgive them. Take the first step and forgive them. I promise you, God will help you further along. He will help you along the deal with the other part of the process. But you got to make the initial step. Forgive them. Forgive them. Forgive them. Most importantly, release yourself from the toxicity that comes with not forgiving them by giving them that forgiveness. When you forgive them, that doesn't mean you got to go back and try to, reinstate that relationship. That's not what it means. It means just what it means. Forgive them and move on. And when you say, I'm sorry, or when you say, I forgive you, you put a period at the end of it, not a comma. So the next sentence that come out of your mouth, the next phase that comes with you and that individual, it's a new beginning. It's a capital letter. You are telling that period represents the end. That period represents that it cannot go with you to the next phase. It cannot go with you the next day. It cannot go with you the next moment. Listen, I love you guys. I love you guys. And I want you to walk around not being weighed down because you are holding on to things that you need to let go of and things that you need to forgive. Until next time, Inspired by Shell.